Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Rick9G. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Gilligan's Island, more specifically about the penultimate episode of Gilligan's Island from season 3. It's called Bang Bang Bang. If you are a supporter of the channel, remember that the best way of doing so is by liking, commenting, and by being a subscriber. It's absolutely free to do so, and it takes just a second. You only have to be subscribed once. And I know that a lot of regular viewers watch me and are not subscribed. It's a shame because you won't be let know about new videos that come out, and it also is a great way to support me. So if you do that, I thank you ahead of time. So let's get right to it. There is a scene of this episode of Gilligan's Island that you probably didn't see because it wasn't run during reruns or during syndication, and I'll tell you all about it. Now, this is a great episode in which a box of experimental military-grade plastic explosives lands on the island. Now, no one really knows this, and they begin using these plastics, these moldable plastics. It's almost like a clay material, and molding it into plates and cups, nails, different things. And unfortunately, when it hardens, if you throw that object, it explodes essentially when it lands or when it hits something. And so it is very dangerous because all their cups, golf balls, even Gilligan's Island molars were used with this plastic essentially. And so if he put his teeth together, his whole face could explode, like his whole body. And so it was a pretty comical episode. There's this monkey on the island. He gets a hold of some of these explosives and he's throwing them around everywhere. He's causing super chaos. And I mean, come on, it's a funny episode. Remember, Gilligan's Island is a live action cartoon. So that's how a lot of this could be possible and plausible in this cartoony island world. Now, during the course of the normal episode, remember, the professor acts like a de facto dentist and uses this moldable clay-like plastic to help Gilligan with his fillings that essentially came out. Now, when they hardened, if he's put his teeth together or had a really high impact, right, he could explode. So what they decided to do, they decided to pull his teeth out. And I mean, it's a pretty crazy little story. But after they, pulled his teeth out, they were able, at the end of the episode, after essentially the commercials ran and everything, they had an additional scene. Now, some people I know may confuse this scene with the other. They might confuse the scene that was never seen, I hope that makes sense, with the one that was in originally. So in the episode, the scene is Gilligan is having his teeth used. They use this plastic material to basically fill out the crevice that is missing from his fillings. They harden, and then we have a danger. But because Gilligan sneezes at the end of the episode, essentially the hut blows up, everything kind of burns to a crisp in a funny comedic way, and boom, those plastic fillings are gone from his mouth. So he has those crevices again. At the end, when we see the deleted scene, we see Gilligan is back in that chair. And what essentially Skipper reveals is that the professor was able to melt some pennies and put them inside the filling gap. So essentially he used copper to fill out the crevice that was left by the empty fillings, and boom, he solved Gilligan's teeth issue. However, as this is all happening, the monkey comes back, the ape comes back and has a plate. And everyone gets so scared, that is the professor, Gilligan, and Skipper. When they find out that Marianne comes in, he throws the plate and Marianne's complaining, telling Gilligan to keep control of that monkey that is breaking all of her plates. Now, these plates were not part of the plastic explosive material, so it didn't explode, and the three men were relieved that they were safe, they were kept away from harm, that nothing exploded or anything like that. They basically had PTSD from that monkey throwing all that explosive material everywhere. I mean, it's a funny episode. I know if maybe some of you haven't seen it in a long time, it may be a little confusing with all the different explosives, but it truly is a funny scene. And that final scene, I would really love to know if you have seen it before, if you have viewed it. Remember, the first time this came out, when this episode aired, they had that final scene during the original airing of the episode. But if we get to the syndication / reruns, it was not available. However, now with Pluto TV, with all the DVDs available, they have started to add a lot of this uncensored, or that is unseen material before, which is absolutely amazing. But then again, other networks take it out to make room for commercials. So essentially, this is an optional scene, a scene that is not viewed by a lot of people often. So let me know down below if you've seen it, if it's completely new to you. I love to know either way. I really always love reading your comments, and I do appreciate your support because, of course, commenting is a way to help out my channel. So we'll see you all next time. Don't forget to always stay positive and, most importantly, be hopeful. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters, especially my Diamond tier patrons: David D, Jerry D, Citizen Kane 359, Kevin K, Russ C, Sally N, and Vito L. If you want to be on this Patreon list, make sure to check out the links in the description below. Thanks so much.